Hello everyone and welcome to a program where we discuss different books and films. My name is Jesper and beside me as always.
It's me, Rebecca.
So Rebecca, which book or film are we going to talk about today?
Today we're going to talk about a book which soon will be on the cinemas around the world, The Hunger Games, written by Suzanne Collins.
Oh, that's a great book.
So you heard about it?
Yeah, I actually read it.
Oh, that's really good. Maybe we should give our listeners a short summary of the book.
Yeah, that sounds like a really good idea. So, the book Hunger Games. It's a science fiction book that takes place in the future in North America. The civilians has gone from democracy to dictatorship. The citizen has been divided in 13 districts and a capital city. But there are only 12 districts in the book, because District 13 was destroyed by the capital.
Yeah, and the main character is a girl named Katniss. She's 16 years old and lives in District 12 with her mom and sister Primrose. Her dad died a few years ago, and then her mom didn't manage to take care of the family. Then Katniss had to take over. She started to hunt like her father did. The hunting was illegal, but since the family was really poor, there was no other choice. And later she traded away most of the food from the hunting to the bakery for bread, to the mayor for strawberries, and other people for things to survive. She didn't hunt alone. Her best friend was with her, Gale. Sounds like a rough life, huh?
Yeah, and it only gets harder. Because once time in the year, the capital organized a big event called the Hunger Games. It's a game based on life and death, where humans have to kill each other and only one could stand as the last winner. Every district had to draw lots, who are going to represent their district, one boy and one girl between the age of 12 to 18.
Yeah, and the older you get more lots in the can. A woman named Effie Trickett draws the lots. On the first, it says Primrose Everdeen, who's Katniss' sister. Katniss can't imagine Prim to go to the Hunger Games. She won't let it happen. She takes Prim's place in the Hunger Games. The other tribute is Peeta Mellark. The same day, Peeta and Katniss took the train and started to travel to the Hunger Games. They were treated like the realities on the way to the capital.
Yeah, that's right. And in the capital, they had to train before the game and show for the game makers to get a score. The score tells you your rank in the games from 1 to 12, 1 being the lowest and 12 being the highest. Katniss got 11. Katniss had to surprise the game makers with her bow skills.
Yes, and before the game starts, Katniss and Peeta had to get sponsors to get gifts in the games, who's really important to survive. To get more sponsors, Peeta and Katniss pretended to be in love. Later, when the games begins, it's a rough fight for Katniss. She has up and down moments. Sometimes she's really about to die.
The love they pretend to feel in the beginning developed to real love for Peeta, but sadly not for Katniss. Peeta thinks that what Katniss shows is real, and Katniss does not tell Peeta that it isn't true. The games are really exciting and you really can't stop reading when you start.
No, exactly. And it's a really good book. I won't tell you the end so you can read it by yourself. But we have two other things to discuss about the book.
Yeah, that's right. First thing, what do you dislike most about the future described in the book?
What I dislike is the way how the community is, that the humans are treated in such a different ways, and they are forced to work for the capital. They are like slaves. They have no speech. It seems like the community has gone back in time, not forward.
I really see your point, and I agree. Things that I dislike are the same, and it's hard to see the future could be that way. That a big country like America could be taken over by a dictator. I want that the author to write more about the history of the community because that's something that interests me.
Yeah, and what do you think the game makers did to make it more interesting for the readers or viewers?
To make it interesting, well, they started a big forest fire because it had not happened so much in the games. The orcs had been born, and they just want to see bloods and fights, and some love. So the competitor was driven to the same area with the forest fire. Either you died in a fire, or you had to fight for your life against other tributes.
Yeah, that's rough. And some other things the game makers did were that they could change the weather to bad or good or what they felt like. And some more things they did was to change the rules of the Hunger Games in the end. That two from every district that could win the games together.
But don't forget, the game makers made a very cruel thing in the end of the game. They made a weird wolf similar animal.
Yeah, you could imagine what an awful thing to do.
Now we have to round off. But first, what do you think about the whole book?
Oh, I think it's a really good book. Actually, one of the best I ever read. The writer explained the environment so well and everything felt so real. And the book had everything you want a book to have. It was romantic and thrilling at the same time. It was a really good book and I recommend everyone to read it. What do you think?
I think the same as you. It was a really good book. You could not stop reading. It was very exciting and I became one with the book. I felt like I was in the book fighting for my life in the games. From the beginning, I thought it was a bad book that just was about a girl with a poor family, but I had so wrong. One last thing. I think that it was really good by the author to have a girl as a main character in an action environment. That makes the book kind of special.
Yes, and that's everything from us. Have a good day and don't forget to listen to us tomorrow when we're going to discuss another book or movie.
Bye!
Bye!